If you've been in this room long enough, you're probably all too familiar with stories of moral decay, so-called women's liberation, and even girls trying to get to know themselves better by sleeping with Chad and Tyrone. This kind of story is actually very common now, because she wants a commitment from an emotional leader who only uses women for his main purpose. She ends up suffering a lot of trauma and stuff like that, thinking all men are trash. However, one of our dear subscribers tells a different story. He wants to remain anonymous, which is completely understandable. Anyway, a special thanks to him for sharing his experience with dating and dating apps. These are new age ways of trading, quick and easy, and he'll prove it to you in a minute. But first, let's hear what two women have to say about a good man.
Have you ever seen a woman fantasize over the nice guy?
No, that's because it doesn't happen. In movies, women always fall for the Christian Greys of the world.
The well-dressed, well-spoken alpha men. Those are the guys who get the girls.
Elvis? That man didn't follow a single rule, and women loved him for it.
This is why you don't see women getting off at the thought of John Legend. Yikes.
Now before you come at us for making fun of nice guys, listen up. Nice guys create transactional relationships. They don't do what they do out of love.
They do it out of expectation. That's inauthentic at best and manipulative at worst.
When you act like a nice guy who's always trying to appease a woman, you deprive her of her innate desire to relax in your presence.
Instead of letting you run the show, she becomes the one in charge of it.
And a woman isn't turned off by nice guys because she's toxic.
She's turned off by him because she sees right through the act. Women wanting masculinity isn't toxic. It's biology.
Funny description of a nice guy. Anyways guys, in today's video you'll hear our subscriber's story, how it's different from anything you've heard before, and why it's not a good idea to trust these modern women. Stay tuned because I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Now back to the video. Some people have very disturbing experiences through dating apps. Look at the case. The guy stopped.
Guy pulls up to his Bumble date, leaves immediately and unmatches after being catfished. Your profile only had selfies.
I was supposed to have a first date tonight, and he just unmatched me on Bumble, so I guess we're not going to get drinks anymore. But I thought I would show you guys my outfit, so somebody saw it.
So the guy obviously pulled up to the date and felt deceived. He didn't like what he saw. And if women are allowed to have height standards for men, then guys are allowed to have weight standards for women. If I were her, I probably would have put a full body pic on the Bumble app to avoid this exact situation in the future.
The stories of our subscribers aren't that harsh, and they are. I recently decided to try myself in the dating scene. You know, they say life is made of health, money and love. Since I've seen the first two pretty clearly, I'm looking for a girl. Especially, I want to find a faithful wife. I honestly don't mind paying for coffee or something because I'm well off financially and because I don't get called creepy for helping women lift weights at the gym, let alone when I find myself in awkward situations on the street. I installed Bumble to impress the girls. My first choice would be to take a walk with the Eiffel Tower in the background, then take a selfie with Sake, or even opt for it with my dog. In just a few days, I got multiple games, but most women in Bumble won't start a conversation with a layman. The girl is obliged to start a conversation, but if she fails within the first 24 hours, the game is over. After a lot of girls didn't do their job well, I'm making out with a Korean girl and I can't wait for her to hit me. She greeted and I answered in her language. I can speak a little Korean. She was direct and suggested we grab a coffee sometime. I said yes and suggested meeting over the weekend. Everything went so smoothly via text message and we met at a place in the center of Madrid. I didn't want to take her to mainstream places, so I even did a lot of research, looking for interesting monuments and romantic parks. Yes, sometimes you never know the hidden gems of your city, even if you were born and raised there. Let's meet, say hello, how are you? Make a good impression in their language. Honestly, when I saw her in person, I thought she looked different than the girl I saw in the pictures, but to me, she was absolutely stunning. We walked quietly. She was very interested in why I was learning Korean and I told some jokes in her language. My head is in the clouds, but I'm still grounded if that makes sense. I put this saying into practice. If you speak a language they understand, you can reach their brains, but if you speak their native language, you can reach their hearts. Well, you can go elsewhere too. More on that later. After a long walk we came to a fancy cafe but there were no seats available so I took them to another place. We both loved it, and our connection only became clearer after they told us to get off. When they were about to close, we started walking again, and since I'm Spanish and she's Korean, I asked them if my physical contact was enough. That way I know if I'm doing the right thing because I know a lot about their country and Asia in general. She even wanted to introduce me to her parents. We then met some restaurants and explained a lot about Latin American and Spanish food to her. All the while, she was touching her and all that nice stuff. She felt it clearly and looked at me with intense longing. Sorry to sound cheesy, but we held hands and walked down one of the most visited streets and ended up in a park. We ended up kissing and really enjoying the moment. She even wants to get a French kiss. A few minutes later, I showed her some pictures of my dog and she said she wanted to walk me. We exchanged numbers and said goodbye. I was really excited and happy to meet a Korean girl, not because I had yellow fever, but because I could practice a new language and meet a beautiful girl. I wanted to trade and asked her if she was free next week. She said yes and even literally wrote, "I can go where you are." That means she wants to come to my house. She just wants to see the dog. We did and ended up going home. I respected her, poured her a glass of water, and sat down on the couch. Yep, you guessed it, we did bad things and she dawdled like crazy. Okay? I was in total shock because I'd never had a woman scream like that before. She even bleeds in there, if you know what that means. I don't know if I took her virginity or if I was aggressive and let her bleed to death down there. Anyway, after this incident, she was very happy. We had dinner at home and I took her to the nearest subway station. When I said goodbye, I felt something was wrong, but I just left. A few days later I wished her a good trip as she was going to Berlin and it took her all day to reply. Then I opened Bumble and found them second to none. Honestly, I was shocked because it was so unpredictable. I am not a chattian who takes advantage of women and throws them back on the streets. I like her as a person, not just a piece of meat. I then asked her how the trip was and she took another day to reply, which was weird because she said she was busy watching a movie and told me the trip had been great so far. This is how our subscribers end this story. As you can see, he doesn't understand what's going on. He respects this girl he likes, even giving her what she wants in bed, wanting her around. He even invites her to his house for dinner. But then, she reacted quickly and disappeared from his life. If it was the other way around, everyone would call the person bad, abusive, disrespectful and all that jazz. But when a woman takes advantage of a man, using him as a ghost, all is well. Their subscribers then clarified that they live their lives with work, hustle and other high ROI activities around them. However, this girl's behavior is really a bit disgraceful. All in all, boys, never be too clingy. If you'd rather be single just to avoid that, let me tell you, you're making a great choice. Stay strong guys. As always, I wish you all the best. Now it is your turn. What do you think? Why is this woman looking for a man she has slept with? Does she respect it? Does this story give you more reasons to avoid dating scenarios? Well, given what we've heard, there could be a number of reasons why she just ghosted him. That's basically what she does. But who knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Leave a comment and share. See you in the next video, guys. Until next time.